I don't really have anything to say. I may have duped myself on this one. I duped myself, not the shades on this shade. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. I don't have any eye look to zoom you in on yet, because you already saw the title. You know we're doing some eye makeup together today. But look at my cute little rock candy earrings. These are from Shop Kike. Look at how freaking cute these are. They did such a good job. It's so hard to see the material on here, but the material itself is like very sparkly and multi-dimensional. They really look like rock candies. I don't know if I have any fellow New England kids on my channel here, but I feel like rock candy is such a like New England staple. Whenever we would go to New Hampshire or Maine, we were always getting rock candy from like little gift stores and whatnot. So these little rock candy earrings remind me of my childhood, and they just make me so happy. But that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to find out the background story of rock candy and my childhood. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in me comparing some Gavissi Beauty and Glisten Cosmetics liners. So it's no secret, I got a million water activated liners. Water activated liner is my favorite part of my makeup routine. I love graphic liners so much, so I thought it could be fun to compare some of my graphic liners to each other. So the two brands I'm going to be comparing today are Gavissi Beauty and Glisten Cosmetics. You guys know I'm an affiliate with both of those guys. This is not sponsored at all. I'm an affiliate with both of those guys. So clearly I like both of these brands a lot, and I think of them both as like very good, consistent across the board formula wise. So I'm extremely interested to put these shades head to head with each other. I'm going to be doing 4 different shades from each brand. That's going to include mattes, UVs, duochromes, and I think I'm going to go with kind of like a blue-green sort of a look today. These are all my shades I'm gonna be going in with, and I just think it'll be fun. You know, this is not set up to be like, who's better? I don't think one is gonna be better overall. I feel like each shade could have a different winner, but you know, it can be overwhelming shopping for water-activated liners, choosing which brand to buy for which shade, and I also think it can be really helpful to see shade comparisons, because I know personally I have been duped by online photos before, and it showed up in person, and I was like, oh, that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna put these shades right next to each other. We'll see if my eyes end up matching at the end of the day. And yeah, let's just have some fun creating a graphic liner look using 2 really good graphic liner brands. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to see me compare Glisten and Gavissi, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Okay, let me start off by showing you what shades I'm gonna be comparing to each other. So we have this Glisten shade, which is called Turquoise, which is aptly named. It's a turquoise. And then I have this Gavissi shade called Tropics. I thought these look very similar to each other. And then I have the Gavissi shade Enchanted, which looks like a gorgeous tealy, greeny blue duochrome. And I'm gonna be comparing that one to my Glisten duochrome in the shade Blue Lagoon, which also looks like a teal blue-green duochrome. And then I'm also going to compare the Gavissi shade Evergreen, this nice deep teal, to my Glisten deep teal shade, which I can't remember the name of, but I'll put it on the screen, this Glisten deep teal shade. And then the last color I'm going to be comparing is this beautiful aqua shade, which is half of the Mermaid Split Pan from Gavissi, and I'm going to be comparing that to the shade that I believe is called Bubblegum or Aqua from Glisten. It's hard because it's in my little build your own palette, so I don't have the shade names on there. Maybe I should write them in a Sharpie, I don't know, but I'm gonna be comparing it to this Glisten one. So we got a lot of shades to compare. Let's just get right into it. I think I want to start with the aqua shades. Yeah, let's do that. This eye is gonna be the Glisten side. This is the Gavissi. Glisten, Gavissi, Glisten, Gavissi, Glisten, Gavissi. Okay, I think I got it. And I am gonna use the same brush for all of the shades so that doesn't make a difference at all, and that's gonna be my Gavissi GV08 brush. I've been absolutely loving this brush ever since they first sent it to me. It's a really nice length. It's like kind of long, but kind of mid-sized. I don't know, it's just perfect. I'm gonna do a little swatch in the back of my hand too, just so I can compare them next to each other when I use the Gavissi one. All right, let's just go in and do something groovy. I'm feeling really long, groovy, squiggly lines today. All right, I'm gonna go in with the second layer now. Very pretty, very nice and opaque, a really nice vibrant pastel UV shade. All right, now let's go in with the Gavissi side. This is the half of the Mermaid Split Liner that I have in my little build your own palette here. All right, and let's do the swatch test. How similar are they gonna look next to each other? Okay, I gotta let that fully dry for a second because they always dry like slightly darker, but okay, let me go in on my eyes now. I think these two are like exact dupes for each other, at least color-wise. We'll see formula-wise. Gorgeous, love it. Do they match? Who cares? I certainly don't. All right, now dipping back in for my second layer. I really want to treat these shades like exactly the same so I can truly tell if they're dupes. I mean, yeah. Look exactly the same. And look, even my swatches are fully dried down now, and you can see these shades are absolutely dupes for each other. Even formula-wise, I feel like they're dupes for each other. They both layered really, really nicely on the eyes, one on really nice and opaque. I did 2 layers for both of them. They both feel the same on the eyes. Sometimes I'll use certain pastels from different brands and they'll feel like thick on the eyes. I'll feel like I can't move my eyes at all, but these both feel very comfortable. We'll have to see, you know, as I go with more layers under them. Sometimes if shades are gonna crack, it takes them like sitting for a little while, so we'll definitely reevaluate as we go. But so far the shade Aqua from Glisten and Mermaid from Gavissi seem to be exact dupes for each other. Okay, now we're gonna go in with our teal shades. I'm starting with the shade Turquoise. Start by doing my little swatch. Alrighty, now let's go in on the eyes. Oh wow, these shades look really similar to each other when you first put it down. I think once this shade fully dries down, it's gonna look a little darker because, I mean, when you compare them right next to each other, this shade is like clearly darker than this shade. That's the interesting thing about water activated liners. You know, you add water and they get lighter, and I can already see, yeah, look, this is already darkening even as I'm just sitting here talking. Incredible. But okay, I wanna treat all the shades the same, so now I'm gonna go in with my second layer. I love that. I love the combination of these two colors together. That's so nice. Okay, now I'm gonna dip into my Gavissi shade, which this is their retro wet liner in the shade Tropics. Do my little swatch on the hand. We'll compare after I'm done so it's fully dry. Okay, first layer done. Let's go in for a second one. Okay, gonna give that a moment to dry on the eyes so I can make sure it's fully dried down and in its true color, but let's look at the swatches on my hand. Okay, we might have our first subtle difference here. I feel like the Glisten shade might be slightly lighter than the Gavissi one. I don't know, how do we feel on the eyes? Let me zoom in even more. Okay, so this is the Glisten shade Turquoise, the Gavissi shade Tropics. Tropics might be ever so slightly deeper. I mean, I feel like you can only tell if you really look up close, but for shade discrepancy reasons, I do think the Gavissi one is slightly deeper, so, and maybe even slightly more blue. Like, I feel like the turquoise has more green to it, just looking at them in the pan. But then you look on the eyes, and I don't really see those undertone discrepancies. This is why I'm always preaching that, like, mildly different undertones, especially when it comes to eyeshadows, like, just really don't show up on the eyes, because in the pans, you can see, yeah, this one's a little more green, and this one's a little more blue, but on the eyes, I still feel like they look identical. So, okay, not exact dupes for each other, but definitely really close. And when it comes to formula, they feel the same. We're gonna check in on cracking later, but I'm still not seeing any cracking happening on either, so that's a good sign. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to our deepest shade, our deep teal. This is the shade Montserrat from Glisten. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but it's just a nice deep matte teal. Alrighty, now going in, oops, almost forgot my swatch. Okay, so here's my swatch of the Glisten shade. Now going in with my first layer. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, super opaque right off the bat. That's so pretty. Ugh, okay, super, super pretty. Really thrilled with the way that turned out so far. So now for what I think is a Gavissi dupe. The name on this one is making me a little nervous. The name on this shade is called Evergreen, but doesn't it look like a deep teal? I don't know. Looking at them in the pan, they look the same, but the name Evergreen is, I'm like, what should it be more green? When I think of Evergreen, I think of like a shade like this from my Glisten palette, but you know what? I think I might be focusing a little bit too hard on the name. It's fine. I think they're gonna be dupes still. Okay, going in with my swatch. Okay, looks promising. Gotta let them dry down though. All right, now going in with my first layer of Gavissi Evergreen. Ugh, also super gorgeous and stunning and phenomenal and fantastic and all the words that mean good things. I just love colors like this. I'm such a teal lady. I just love all variations of teal. Really trying to make these lines match a little more. I want a little thick on this side, so I'm trying to go a little thick on this side. Dang, okay, wow, yeah, these are dupes for each other. The name Evergreen was deceiving. These two are absolutely dupes. I mean, how perfect is that color match? Even looking at the swatches on my hand, it just looks like I swatched the same shade twice. So far, no cracking on either side. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed with both of these brands. I really thought I was gonna be placed in an uncomfortable position where I had to say that one formula was like clearly better than the other, but so far, I don't really have anything to say. But you know what? The next shade's a duochrome, and duochromes can be tough. Duochromes can be tough, and I'm really crossing my fingers that I picked two shades that are similar to each other. But okay, so let's start with the Glisten shade, Blue Lagoon. And I want to show these duochromes two different ways. So what I'm gonna do first is take the duochrome and go over that center shade, like the turquoise shade in the middle, so we can see what it looks like layered over a turquoise. But then I'm also gonna put it just like on my lid so you can see it in both forms, so it's not like too altered by the turquoise. Duochromes are pretty on their own, but I really like to see what they look like with a base underneath. Okay, got my hand swatch going. Yeah, they're also, duochromes tend to be pretty sheer on their own, so that's why I like them with a base too. All right, now going in with the Glisten Duochrome Blue Lagoon. Okay, you can't see anything yet. Give me a moment. I'm gonna go in with the second layer. Duochromes, I find usually are pretty sheer, so you have to go in with one layer, let it completely dry, and then go in with a second layer. I do already have 2 layers of water activated liner underneath. Maybe I should have only done 1. You know what? If these crack, that's probably on me. 4 layers is a lot, but I really wanna show you how this color looks. Okay, second layer. Okay, it's definitely starting to show up a little bit more now. Let me zoom you in further. Yeah, you can definitely see that shimmer to it. Not sure how well you can see the shift yet, but I'll pull out my mirror and try to show the shift better after I do the other eye. So, okay, let's go in with the Gavissi Duochrome now, and that is the shade Enchanted. Okay, doing my little hand swatch. Ooh, I feel like the Glisten one is pulling kind of purple, which I don't remember it being purple, but I'm like, why does it look so purple? Okay. These two might not be exactly the same. It's definitely harder to dupe duochromes because I feel like duochromes and multichromes are all like super unique even across different brands, but let's see how it looks on the eyes. Okay, yeah, also not seeing a whole lot on that first layer, so letting it dry, and then we'll go in with the second layer. Okay, there we go. Now it's starting to show up. So both of these duochromes seem to be equally as sheer to begin with, and then you layer them up and they start to really pop. So here is your Glisten side, the shade Blue Lagoon, versus the Gavissi side, it's so hard to talk, the Gavissi side shade Enchanted. To be fair, it is also kind of a cloudy day, so maybe that's why both of their shifts aren't really like popping a whole lot, but I do feel like it did add a nice dimension to it. And even though I was just saying the Glisten one looked kind of like purple in my swatch, interestingly enough, I feel like on the eyes, pretty indetectable from each other so far, and the formulas seem to be very similar. So now let's go in and put both those duochromes on the lid. Oh, by the way, here's the hand swatches. Interestingly enough, the Gavissi one seems to be a little more goldy green, whereas the Glisten one is pulling more like true tealy green. Interesting, let's see what they look like on their own. All right, here we go with Glisten Blue Lagoon. Okay, super sheer first layer. I feel like both of these went on really sheer with their first swatch, so now a second layer. I don't know why duochromes are so sheer. I don't know if it's because they're intended to go over another shade, so maybe they make the formulas thinner for that reason. I don't know. I also find that like even just going in, I found this on both sides, even when I was just going in with my brush, I feel like my brush dried out quicker. Like maybe the formulas truly are thinner. I don't know. Anyway, second layer of Blue Lagoon. Yeah, like my brush is already dry and I haven't even gotten to the outer wing part yet. That's so interesting. I'm still considering this the second layer because I haven't even layered over that part yet. Ugh, this is a gorgeous color just on its own though. So pretty. I feel like I can see the shift better without something underneath it. So okay, maybe lesson learned. Maybe these duochromes just look the prettiest when they're layered on their own. But all right, now let's do the Gavissi side. All right, going in with Gavissi Enchanted. Okay, as you can see, also super sheer, but a completely different color. I may have duped myself on this one, not the shades. I duped myself, not the shades on this shades, because they're not looking much alike right now. But okay, let me go on with my second layer. It looks so similar when it's layered over the turquoise. Wow, how funny. Same situation on the Gavissi side though. My brush was already dry before I could even finish the second layer. Okay, I feel like they look more similar now that I've added a second layer, but more similar is subjective than it was before. These are not the same shade. I mean, I think you guys can clearly see the gold in the Gavissi shade Enchanted is super powerful. Not to say that the Glisten one isn't as pretty, because I think the Glisten one is really pretty too, the shade Blue Lagoon. It just doesn't have that goldiness to it. Let's zoom in even further so we can really see the differences. Yeah, so the Glisten shade Blue Lagoon is like a true tealy green. I mean, Blue Lagoon is a really good name for that. Whereas the Glisten shade Enchanted is more of like a tealy greeny gold. It's not pulling quite as blue. Like you can see the Glisten side is definitely more blue than the Gavissi side. So these two are not dupes for each other. Formula wise, I do think they're dupes for each other because like I told you, both thinner formulas, both sheer formulas, and both are not cracking at all, which is great. But yeah, definitely not dupes color-wise. All right, let me go ahead and throw on some mascara real quick, take a moment to gather my thoughts on the differences between the two formulas, and I'll be back right now. All right, here I am. Here's my finished eye look. I forgot I was wearing a headband that whole time. I put my butterfly clips back in, and I did add just a couple of touches off camera. I added a couple little stars in the inner corner here. You know I can't complete a look without face gems. It's just not possible for me. And then I also went in with my LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner in the shade Fresh just to tie together that lower lash line with a little teal moment. And you guys, I freaking love the look. That's what this video is about. I think I'm forgetting what I'm even talking about. I'm like, yeah, the finished look, the tutorial is great. Let's talk about these freaking dupes, dude. Look at the dupes on my hands. I feel like I did a really good job on most of them. Obviously, the turquoise shade, we came to an agreement. Well, I don't know if it's an agreement. I didn't hear what you said, but I've come to an agreement that the Glisten shade turquoise is more greeny, and the Gavissi shade Tropics is definitely a little bit more on the blue side. Personally, on the eyes, I don't really see much of a difference, but you know, if you prefer your turquoises to lean a little more blue or a little more teal, I'd say that's the difference. And then obviously my two duochromes are different shades, you know, similar but different. That's why I do think that these videos are helpful, because looking at them in the pan, I mean, I feel like they look pretty similar to each other, but on the eyes, the Gavissi one is clearly more gold and the Glisten one is clearly more on the teal side. But formula wise, you guys, I am shocked. These, you could tell me these were all from the same brand and I would believe you, because all of these shades performed pretty much the same way. I don't have any cracking on either eye right now, which is amazing because especially that center shade, I mean, you guys know I went in with 2 shades of the turquoise and then another 2 shades of the duochrome, so there are 4 layers on my eye here and there's still no cracking whatsoever. I am endlessly impressed by both Glisten and Gavissi by the end of this video because it's hard. You know, certain brands will crack less than others, but typically if you go to like 4 layers of any brand, it's gonna crack because that's a lot of eyeliner layered on top of each other. I am pleasantly surprised that both formulas ended up being really great, but I hope this video was still helpful, you know, shade wise, if you were looking at either of these brands and trying to decide what shades to get. I definitely want to do more videos like this because I have a ton more shades between Gavissi and Glisten I could compare, but also from By Mellow Lops, the By Mellow Lops Cut Creaser collection. Yeah, there's a lot of comparisons to be had, and I do think it's helpful because like I said at the beginning of this video, I have accidentally bought dupes of many shades than I already had, so hopefully this can help you get some better ideas for the colors. And please let me know your feedback if you feel like there's anything else I could compare, or if there's any questions you were asking yourself throughout this video that you wish I would have addressed. Please do let me know. I'm also going to include a picture of my little hand swatches here for you to screenshot if you like, and they'll have the names of all of the shades for, you know, you to save next time you're shopping if you want to look at any of these shades. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there's any particular shades you want me to focus on next time. Should we do a purples comparison next time? A pinks and oranges, a reds, a yellows, a greens? Let me know what you want to see in the comments down below. Check out my description box for all of these shades on both of my eyes today. Also in my description box, I'll have a bunch of Black Lives Matter resources, resources to support the Asian American community, resources to support the LGBTQ+ community, and resources to support Ukraine, so please click on those links if you haven't yet. And I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!